babe. Don't forget we gotta get ready in 2 hours for that event, okay?
I got so much to do. How am I ever gonna get this done?
Jay, so do we need to cancel? What are you wearing? It's game night.
I want to build. This is 2.5 acres.
So you would get this whole corner right here?
I want this whole corner, and I want to put up big walls around it, and I'll build this whole.
Holy.
Put the house here and have the gym in the back, and have
That
like.
would be awesome. Dude, that's like big.
It's huge. And I'll put up a big wall all along the street here, and it's right near my house.
Maybe you can have mounds of dirt to ride the bike. The quads and shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a big property.
Look at that. So this could be the future Cutler compound. It's a compound, dude. Wow. That's that house with the gates and stuff, yeah. So you have walls like this. It's like your own private community.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, guys. So I wanted to explain a couple movements because when people watch my videos and have watched what I've done for the past 20 years, there's a lot of variations. And someone like me who does bodybuilding for a living, we always look for angles or different rep tempo or, you know, how we actually train. And I've tried every style there is to training. Now, I've focused on a lot of the compound movements through my career. I've focused on volume training. So all my repetitions are done like 8 to 12. But, you know, I've come adaptive to a lot of the equipment. So whereas I used to be a lot of a free weight shoulder presser, you know, there's a lot of machines out there, especially as we get older, or we've been through injuries or whatever else, we try to switch over where I still focus on doing standing dumbbell and really work the core. For some reason, and I don't have an explanation for it, it's just the way my body, chemistry, makeup, whatever, biomechanics, whatever you want to call it, are made up. I just felt so much more like the tension was on my shoulders doing a shoulder press. Now, not necessarily with dumbbells, with barbells. So you used to see me come off the rack. And I just loved that my back didn't have something to rest against. And I wasn't pushing with my legs because indirectly we all kind of push with our legs or whatever. Like even when we're doing like chest movements, sometimes we push up and we're trying to push the weight. So what the standing press kind of did for me is it kind of put all the pressures on my shoulders and took, you know, the back was using, the core was really just trying to balance, okay, and using a lot of the core. And I wasn't necessarily throwing the weight with my legs either. I would kind of go through the repetitions, and yeah, there's a little bounce. But I'm gonna do a shoulder press on a hammer machine. Now, this machine is what they call a rear hammer press. So it's focusing more on like the rear delts, and you're leaning back like this, and you're pressing, okay? And the way the handles are set up, it's kind of, it puts your shoulders in a position so you know you're kind of pressing with the body. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and face the machine. You've seen me do this in various videos, and I'm actually going to use my core once again because my back is not leaning against something, and I'm actually going to put more pressure because I'm actually pressing forward and out, and it's going to put more pressure on the delts. Okay, I'm going to focus on doing 10 repetitions with this. Great exercise. I do about four sets of this. I do maybe 2 warm-ups or whatever if I'm starting with a pressing movement, and then I go into 4 working sets, pyramiding the weight up. I'm going to do like, I call it 275. I don't know what the real weight is, but 2 plates and a quarter. And I'm going to focus on doing 10 reps at least out of this. I know I can get 10 reps, and I'm gonna try to go for a couple extra if not. So check this out. I'm gonna do this movement and watch how I press out and the back has no support. I'm kind of just balancing through my core. So check it out. All right, so this is a side lateral machine. Now, we had these, you remember, we had these in Venice Golds, and I wish they never took these out in a lot of places. Vegas has 2 gyms that actually have this still, a couple of the LVACs, the older ones. But what I did here is, because of the level the handles are at, I think, for me, I have to get down a little bit because I need to feel like I need to be underneath them, right? So I actually kneel on a piece of equipment here. I just makeshift this seat. It seems to be the perfect height, and as you see, you can see here, Dave, see how the bench is literally backed up to barely clearing, right? So I'm gonna kneel in. I'm gonna focus on doing the repetition, so I'm kind of underneath and I'm really just doing the side laterals that way. And now this is similar to the dumbbell or a cable. I like to do both, so I'm actually gonna do a side lateral with a dumbbell too, but this is my second movement, and I usually start with a side lateral pre-exhaust, but my shoulders are feeling good lately, so I'm not that stressed out with my shoulder joints, which is surprising, being with my age, with bodybuilding and what I've kind of done through my career, and still focus on 10 or 12 reps. Probably actually a few more with this. All right, so this was my favorite exercise when I was gunning for like 1, 2, 3, and I preferred seated. Ask me why.
Because it's more stable.
I don't know, just I felt like I said, when I'm lower, so that's why I chose, like I could have chose this bench or this seat, and the seat's lower. So when I do this, you'll notice where some people, they do the supination of the wrists, I actually prefer to stay straight. And I do kind of like an upright row and a front raise and a side lateral all at the same time. And my shoulders spoke for themselves. I mean, I had great shoulder development, so I kind of stick with what developed me. Although now, since I stopped eating and doing all the crazy shit that I did to be like I was for all those years, I now don't have the size, like I had those crazy shoulders, right? So I'm still training them. I'm not restricted. Even though I had the bicep repaired on one side, I'm still able to train the same. So still focus on the same repetitions. A little less weight. I used to go up to 50s, 60s like this. Today doing 35. I mean, I'll go to 40, sometimes 45, depending on the day, depending on how tired I am and what my workload is or what my stress levels are. Every day is different, but I got a good pump. That's the main thing. So that's how I kind of judge my workouts today, by how much pump I get when I go in the gym and train. And sometimes that's on food, and sometimes it's on rest, and sometimes just the workout, how strong the workout is. The main thing with these is you have to be able to train these and take the traps out of it. Take the traps out of it and focus on the shoulders. And I think a lot of people, when they do at least standing, they kind of create a pull, especially the way that I do them. you have to get that mind to muscle connection. So you take the trap out of the movement, and that allows you to stimulate the shoulders. And I always believe in doing all around with the 3 heads of the shoulder. So we're going to focus on the front raise next, and then we're going to focus on the back. I do 2 back movements. So I'm going to do a cable above like this, and then I'm going to do a reverse pec deck, where sometimes I might do a bent over lateral. I might do the rope high, but it's all about volume, getting that pump, and then getting out of the gym and feeding the muscles. So just be smart about the training. Think about the training. Every day is not going to be a rock star workout, but we do the best we can and we stay consistent. That's the key. Most people don't stay consistent with how they train or how they diet. So as long as there's a combination of consistent training, consistent sleeping, consistent, eating, that commit to that stuff, you're going to have great success and you're going to have continued improvement. So don't fall out. That's the main key. All right, so I'm gonna do a front raise.